Hey everybody, welcome back to Chicago Reacts. My name is Michael. I'm an actor here in the city of Chicago, and I'm joined by the ever brilliant, the always talented, the one, the only.
It's Zach, also an actor here in the city of Chicago, soon to be worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. Back at it with our boy, internet historian.
Yes.
Probably hands down one of my favorite creators on YouTube, bar none.
We always have a great time with the internet
Always
historian.
do. This is Brad's wife.
I have no idea what this is.
We're about to learn about Brad and the wife of his.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, leave a comment in that comment section down below. Let us know if there's anything else you think we should check out. And go check us out on Twitch. We should be streaming live if this just recently dropped. If not, go give us a follow so you can check us out when we are live. Let's jump into it.
Sponsored by Dashlane. February 27th, 2017.
Yes.
A woman comes home to deliver her husband some bad news.
Oh.
She has been fired from her job at Cracker Barrel. They gave no notice. They gave no reason. The husband, Brad, embraces her. A tear rolls down her cheek. Brad's hands tighten into fists.
So good.
11 years of service, he whispers under his breath. Nanette, fetch me the computer. To say I'm pissed off would be an understatement.
Did you hear him act as the wife in the back? No, wait.
Booting up the computer. Maybe Internet Historian does a lot more of the Foley work for his channel than we thought he did.
Yeah, I mean, internet historian. I mean, he's got a guaranteed career in
man of many talents.
voice acting. If he
Oh
wants
yeah,
to.
so unique, so distinct.
Cinematic post production.
Well, that might be more of
engineering.
his editor, but yeah,
Right. No, I was saying more in terms of like his ability to make sounds with his mouth.
Yeah.
To do some of that cinematic post production music. They even call them like musical engineers, sound engineers for movies. You know, internet historian.
yeah.
Statement. After 11 years of service, those lowlifes at Cracker Barrel let my wife go? I would really like to know why. And those of you who know me these days know that I will find out. In the meantime, if any of you would also like to know, please go to their Facebook page.
This is an actual Facebook post.
Yeah. What's my theory is the wife doesn't exist. That's my theory.
I mean, what kind of name is Nanette?
I'm just throwing out theories. This is the beginning of the video. It's a good time to throw out theories. Zach, do you have a theory?
I think the wife was like engaged in something absolutely absurd, like some crazy weird shit
like
went
was
down.
stealing money or did something
Yeah.
weird or was like messing around with other people who worked there.
Secretly on FBI's top 10 most wanted list.
People were disappearing from this Cracker Barrel specifically.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
excited
let's
to
see.
say the least.
Page and ask them. This old boy is storming. And send. That'll do it. With that, he put his arm around Nanette, and they fell asleep together
Annette.
on the couch.
Annette.
Excuse me.
Not
I
Nanette.
heard none
I
of
mean,
it.
Annette is still a name, but Annette.
It's Brad's birthday. Hey, Nanette. Has there been any word back yet on why you're fired? This old boy is still storming. She shook her head. Outrageous. Nanette, fetch me the computer again. I'm going to make another Facebook post. Today is my birthday.
Oh
Why
my
did you
God.
fire my...
Or alternate theory, Brad is just one hell of a husband, dude. And this is more about Brad's journey to uncover the truth. I feel like it's either one of those three. I really like your theory. The idea
Yeah.
that like Annette is like secretly like some Satanist or something like that, and Cracker Barrel found out is another. It could just be
This whole
Brad's-
thing is like, it feels so much like what? Like, today is my birthday. It just sounds like so whiny to like try to emotionally manipulate. Be like, well, you should have to tell. For my birthday, I want you to tell me why you fired my wife without any warning.
I deserve it. I deserve to know.
But also says Cracker Barrel old.
Yeah.
So I'm
old story.
Yeah. Is this a remake? Is this are these posts
like remakes?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like let's see what happens.
Wife. Now we wait. Don't forget your cake. Brad squinted his eyes, made a wish, and blew. He put his arm around Annette, and again, they fell asleep together on the couch. But that night, as they dreamed, something special happened. A miracle of sorts. People started joining in. People saw the post, then semi-sarcastically also began demanding answers. Then more joined in. Then more.
You monsters fired Brad's wife.
Justice for Brad's wife. 11 years.
And this is why it's on Internet Historian.
Yes, because the internet is always... I just love this so much. These people like, yeah, no, we're going to get involved.
Release Brad's wife.
The template of the joke was simple and spreadable. Promoting desserts, are we? Brad's wife used to love desserts. New item on the menu, Brad's wife would have made it twice as good. Today we remember 9/11. Brad's wife used to love 9. It spread from their Facebook to their Twitter to their Instagram to all of their social media platforms.
17, they
right?
said. Yeah, 2017.
Okay, so this is not that long ago.
Yeah.
Usual raid by 4chan.
It's fairly new.
This was something different. An army of mostly boomers putting cracker over the barrel. It was the mums and dads of middle America leading the charge.
Yeah.
And Brad was there as the standard bearer. He embraced the meme. Why did you fire my wife? He repeated. Please share, he demanded. Soon there was nothing that Cracker Barrel could post that wouldn't immediately be turned into a discussion about the plight of poor Nanette. As always,
I low-key love
has
this.
started and goes nowhere. And once that failed, the calls started rolling in.
How irritated do you think Cracker Barrel actually is? Because all of their posts are now getting a ton of engagement and are getting pushed out there. So anybody scrolling is going to, like, so many more people are going to now see this.
And so many people are going to be like, why is Cracker Barrel on my feed? So I even think it's going to reach new audiences as well. Because people that don't give two shits about Cracker or never follow Cracker Barrel on social media are all of a sudden having Cracker Barrel discussions show up on their feeds, which then fuels them. And now you're going to get the millennials involved. And now, like, it's pretty savage. But yeah, from Cracker Barrel's perspective,
this seems like a win. They're just getting a ton of engagement. I mean, anyone who scrolls through the comment section is going to be like, okay, this is ridiculous.
You know what sounds good right now?
It's not going to make me actually upset at Cracker Barrel.
It's ridiculous. I'm a little bit upset, but you know what I'm going to get to soothe that upsetation.
Those muffins look delicious.
Yeah.
Let's go to Cracker Barrel.
Low-key Cracker Barrel's fire, though. It's really good. I don't know if you've ever had it, but...
Yeah, I have.
There are good and bad Cracker Barrels as well.
I don't know. I haven't been to Cracker Barrel in years, and
it's been a long time for me.
From my recollection, but it's fine. It's fine.
It's the only place to get a nice home style cooked meal for yourself while on the road. Yeah,
I guess that's fair. Maybe, maybe.
Hi, I have a quick question for you guys. Yeah. Why did you guys fire Brad's wife?
So, I guess what I'm asking is if you would just go ahead and hire her back, and then we can just pretend like this whole thing didn't happen.
And what's a good harassment campaign without a soundtrack?
You just fired her on Brad's birthday.
Where's the justice for Brad's wife? If you wanna have your breakfast,
But this was just the beginning. Other companies saw this meme
and
and decided to add fuel to the fire.
Yes, Wendy's
On social
is
media,
in
they
there.
were posting about Brad's wife.
No
In
harm.
IRL, they were putting up signs promoting Brad's wife. And that prompted the news to get involved.
More teens are having
Coverage from People magazine, The Mirror, Washington Post, Fortune, and many, many, many more. That's when things really started to spread out into the streets. People made posters, signs, and t-shirts. And they even started visiting the restaurant just to ask about Brad's wife.
See, it's
Brad.
Well, Brad's not important, but his wife, they fired her after 11 years of service.
I don't know what you're talking about.
After 11 years. On his birthday.
I heard about that. That was terrible.
Yeah, now there's a wait time in here.
How long?
Oh, it's a long time. Because Brad's wife isn't here.
Brad could see that things were spiraling out of control.
okay.
He called on the troops not.
Okay.
Here.
What's your theory now, Mike?
No, I don't have a new theory. I just like. There's a part of me that goes, okay, you have the
Okay.
leisurely time to go and petition a Cracker Barrel for a joke.
Yep.
I wish I had that time. Like I do, like there's a certain point where it like gets into the real world where I'm like, yeah, this is ridiculous on the internet, but once it becomes ridiculous in the real world, I go, you really have that amount of time on your hand? You're gonna go and do this? I hope you only did it for like 5 or 10 minutes to get the video.
Are you telling me that you weren't at the March for Brad's Wife protests and
No.
marches and rallies and you
No.
call yourself a YouTuber?
I can't check that box.
I just
I
I
don't know. There's a part of me that's like, okay, now it feels like you could be doing something more valuable with your time. That being said, if it's bringing people joy and it's like just for fun, like you have to be able to do things for fun. So I'm not like,
again,
I don't know. I'm not like upset about it. I'm just like,
it's
not what I would march and petition for.
But
Just
it's
saying. But you know what?
It's also like the world's a pretty crazy place.
That's true.
And,
maybe
you
just
know,
standing outside a Cracker Barrel for some dumb
Yeah.
reason
A
is what you need to feel good. And
very, very non-violent and very peaceful protest that, let's be honest, brought some good things to all parties involved, with the
Yeah.
exception of Brad's wife, though we will soon find out, I'm sure,
yeah.
what actually happened.
What is going to happen to Brad's wife? I still have money on Brad's wife not being real. I almost thought for a second maybe that Cracker Barrel started the stunt to like drum up this, but it seems a little too far-fetched.
Way too far.
They could have gone so backwards. So I still wonder if Brad's wife is real. All right.
Asked the local chain. The firing was a
I'm so
corporate decision.
curious now.
Good morning. I still have not heard from said company, but I would like everyone to remember that some very good people work for them. So if you want answers, please direct questions to the Home Office. They're the ones who fired my wife. But it did little to temper things down.
You fired Brad's wife? You shall be on fire.
Is that a child?
That seems
So
like
in
a
all this
child.
time, Brad still hadn't heard back from the company, and we feared that we'd never get answers. But one smooth talker succeeded in getting a few details by pretending to be a manager from the corporate office.
I got this email from my boss today stating something about Brad's wife. Do you know her personally?
Yes, sir. She was my boss.
And that's when she spilled the beans.
I think it was, she was kind of a softie, sir.
Now, from here, we could have just called it a day. But here's the thing about boomer humor. They don't know how to let a joke go. Once something is funny, it remains funny to them for years. And that doesn't spell good
That's
news
coming
for Cracker
up.
Barrel's social media. So, that's what the future holds for Cracker Barrel. Years more of hashtag Brad's wife. But what about for poor Nanette?
It was
Well, there's
Nanette.
good news. It turns out that a lot of those offers by other businesses to hire Brad's wife weren't entirely sarcastic. 11 years of service? Come on in for an interview. Dozens and dozens of real offers started rolling in. Suddenly, Brad's wife had her pick, and she could work pretty much anywhere she wanted. And that,
The U.S.
roughly
Army,
speaking,
did you see that?
is where the story ends. You can still visit Cracker Barrel today, and the top comment will still be some dumb shit about firing Brad's wife. But that doesn't matter, because better than an answer, Brad got his wife a new job, and this old boy could finally rest.
Where at?
The storm
Do we know?
had passed.
Did Brad let us know that they got a new job?
Ad time. You go to log into your
Ad
internet
time.
Big Cash Money
Invalid
69.
That's strange. You call your wife. She's not picking up. You go to send her a DM on Facebook, but you can't log in.
YouTube.
Invalid password. You go to recover your email. Invalid password. You try to tweet out for help. Invalid password. Your computer bursts into flames and you're trapped in the building. You yell for help, but you've forgotten your password. Your body was found several weeks later.
A
Don't let this
drogger?
Get Dashlane and manage your passwords for free.
Easily and securely store your passwords and personal information in Dashlane to log into current accounts instantly.
Also, there's a 30-day free trial here, and the first 200 people use the promo code Internet Store and get 10% off.
God bless, and stay safe.
I understand that some of you were mad last time about the names scrolling too fast, so we've slowed it down for you. I hope this is to your liking. Oh, hold on, maybe I can change it to a larger font. Is it? What do you mean jazz it up a bit? I'll put little hearts around it.
Aww.
Mwah. Thank you. Again, Steve. Mwah. Number one. Mwah.
Yay.
So that was a feel-good story.
Love
That
a
was
good internet historian video.
That was a good old
Yeah.
classic feel-good story.
I still was expecting a twist at the end, in case that wasn't obvious.
Whoa. That tends to happen in a lot of internet historian videos.
But
So
Brad's wife was real. And boomers are still pasting for Joe's wife at the bottom of the comments. I bet.
Yeah.
That's what we learned.
What a beautiful story.
I think that point from like, here's an internet thing. There's always like a weird transition of this is a thing that exists as a joke on the internet going into the real world.
Right.
Where suddenly you're like, oh yeah, that has different implications.
It's also kind of like there's a moment where it almost very briefly like dips into like this uncanny valley. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How like that valley where like eventually AI gets so similar to human that it becomes strange.
Yeah.
But then if you go just a little bit further, then it becomes reality. And there is kind of like that same level of dip there where certain things on the internet start to transition and it dips into that valley of like, wait, what the fuck is this? This is like
there's a certain thing of like, okay, this is hilarious on the internet, but it's sort of like a bunch, like you're sort of adding to the joke that exists in a platform. It's like, because you found the joke, you've by the joke's nature, you found other people that are connected to the joke. Who will think the joke is funny, or who think the movement is funny, or for whatever reason they've been inspired to join this movement.
Yeah.
But then when you get to the real world, like that guy is standing outside Cracker Barrel, it's like people are like, oh, I think I've heard about this, or blah, blah, blah. That jump from internet to real world, I think there's always a moment. Yeah, it's just like the implications of it suddenly become
especially
more real, and it's like, wait a minute, why are we doing this again?
But also there's like, like with that, there's obviously massive generational gaps here as well, right? Where like obviously that one couple didn't have any familiarity whatsoever with like the internet really. And the influence of it, right? So there's also a point where it coming to the real world also branches off into new generations that weren't be able to be tapped into before.
Yeah.
So in a way, it also helps expand it even further.
Oh yeah, it definitely does.
So it's
I mean, I think that's why I love Internet Historian so much, because he really grabs onto those things that transition from internet to the real world, and there's always just an interesting change, or I don't know. I think that impact is always really interesting. So
Yeah.
thank you, internet historian, for another incredible video.
Yes. It allows us to kind of take a step back and sort of analyze these like individual internet moments or scenarios kind of at a glance.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it really does paint this like very as objective as possible. Internet historians also very good at doing that. And sure, his humor is subjective. But he present all of his videos. He presents in a very like straightforward, objective view.
Yeah.
And he does it in a way where like almost like as a meta analysis, we're able to look at our own psychology today,
Yeah.
which we have not had a lot of experience with yet. And I think that that's why, again, these videos are so enjoyable
Mhm.
and why we could watch the story of Brad's wife and feel something like truly just wonderful and warm about it, while at the same time laughing and while at the same time appreciating the story for what it is and appreciating the internet that much more. And companies like Wendy's and all these companies that came offering to hire Brad's wife. Like it's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So much love to Internet Historian and much love to all of you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. If you loved it, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Check us out live on Twitch if you happen to have a chance. We have a ton of fun there, and it'd be awesome to see you there. And with that being said,
we'll see you next time on
Chicago,
Chicago Reads.
yes, along with Brad's.
Mhm.